What's up everyone, welcome back to a new video on the Alien Hour channel. Today we will be going over the markets. I will run through it today because I don't think there's much to update about. Let's first start with the S&P. Like I stated, I wanted to see price finding acceptance above this, which if we close like this, we really are doing. So this is looking quite positive in my opinion. So now let's look at this on a lower time frame. Still looks quite strong. So let's go over the Nasdaq. Same, this is also almost trading at a new all-time high, with this being that all-time high which we almost are at. The Dow Jones, also quite a strong recovery. It's like the war didn't even happen. So let's go over Bitcoin, because this is of course the thing most people like to be trading. As you see, I've already drawn this here. This was that previous area where I stated we would like to see acceptance above this, because this was your previous lows and your previous highs in this case, and here your previous low. So as you can see, we are literally chopping right at the top of this to the bottom of this. So this was quite accurate, and this is your lower time frame range where you clearly see we are chopping right in between. And this I've done on a 5 minute. So when we look at this on a 5 minute, what do we see? I almost see it automatically. I don't know how many of you do by now. Where this is your range, and this is your low. Where are you? Your 0.5 level, correct. This is where we currently are bouncing from, and this is looking quite strong, where we find some support at that 0.5 level, giving us the opportunity to play it back towards those range highs right here. If we break below that 0.5 level, we should trade right into here, which we currently don't seem to be doing. When we break up from this, this would be quite a good invalidation. So let's say price broke up from here, this can be a possible position where you just trade it back to those highs, where in my opinion this should be that high that we get sent to when we break up from this consolidation. So now let's go over ETH, because I want to go through this. Yeah, I see, I should have recorded this 10 minutes ago, but okay. Because when we look at this on a relative level, which one is stronger, guys? Look at this high right here. Oh, that's the wrong one. Here. You see how the ETH price is already above those range highs, while BTC got rejected, trading back into that 0.5 level. So now let's state, of course, what do we want to see, just like what happened here on a 4 hour. When you go up, you want to see a consolidation to see continuation. So when we look at this, we went back up, see consolidation, where now we want to see that continuation. So what do we exactly want to see? We want to see price, in terms of ETH price, just chopping around here to see that continuation further up. Which, if we do find acceptance back below, which I don't think is very likely, but we're still trading crypto, so every scenario should be mapped out so you can act upon it if given. If we find acceptance below this, we should just trade into that 0.5 level, which from the top of my head should be right around here. Even a bit higher, it should be around here, that 0.5 level of this current range, where if we find acceptance at that 0.5 level, we should just trade back up to those range highs. If we find acceptance below that 0.5 level, we should retest the range. So with knowing that what was happening on the macro, you guys know I'm not really fully trading that macro. I trade the lower time frames and play onto those higher time frames levels. So when we look at this, it still looks quite good. You only look at this, this looks like a typical bottom formation. But what do we want to see? It find acceptance above this, which when we look at this on the volume chart, these were the levels that I pointed out. I want to see it chop in between this, which we are kind of doing. where we do seem to be rejecting from this level, but just know that this is inside a 5-minute range. Yes, so where we reject from range highs really does not matter that much on a lower time frame, because we can just wait for those range lows again and play it up to the upside, or we break the range high and we go up. And why did I point out such a far TP with this? Quite logical. Remember those high volume and low volume areas that I was talking about previously? It was right around here that I stated that we really want to see this getting reclaimed or this to be held. And if we don't, we should just get straight back into this high volume area. Which, when we look at this on the left side, look at what happened. Rejected. Found acceptance below. It was even a break and retest where we just got straight through. We just sliced through it like butter. Quite clear. Where we got sent straight into that next high volume area, which was this. So now with that logic explained again, what is this? From here till here is your highest volume area. So what do we expect? Chop in between them, where we want to buy the range lows, like stated, like right here. If this gets lost, we should get sent into here, which could form some nice setups if really given, but I don't think we will break down from this lower time frame range. If we do, we just mainly should be buying this, which is also your point of control from this major range. From this point till here, let's zoom out, you see this. So we are just chopping in between these two levels, where I do think we should get sent towards those range lows. But the moment we break up from this, which is why I'm really not that bothered to see, this is your low volume area and your first high volume point is right around here, which is this beautiful level again, which I will extend. I don't think this level will be respected anymore, so I will just keep it right around here, where this is also a crucial point. And now, why do I think this is a really critical point? This is your value area high, meaning within the price where volume traded the most, this was your high, which was accepted. So this should be a critical resistance. So we just should trade right inside here and look at this, where we currently are inside that range. So should be either looking to buy those lows, with this of course being a scenario if given. I would like to play this, where you don't like to be knife catching, guys. So if it just sweeps this and you buy here, okay, yes, it can work out. It is a risky way to play, but there comes the thing, how you can play this if you want to be knife catching, and I don't suggest you guys do, because I would like your win rates to be quite high, where you look at this and let's say you bought this and it really goes up. Now you have the opportunity to add here to the position. I do this sometimes on lower time frames when my conviction is high on a higher time frame as well, where I see a sweep and I just buy that sweep, but then I use a very tight stop loss. So let's say you sweep this and you get like a 1 minute break of structure or a 3 minute break of structure or whatever. Or I just see massive buying pressure here and I have a very tight invalidation in these types of cases. So let's say I bought here, when it gets a couple candles back up, my invalidation literally is this, the lowest candle that was made on that sweep. So like stated, this is your current wick. If this gets swept like this and this is your lowest candle and it starts moving up like here and I enter here, now this low will be my stop loss. Now let's say it moves up and it reclaims, I add to the position and now this would be my position. Now this will become my invalidation. Okay, but if you want to play on the safer side, which I do suggest for most people, play this. it's really not worse. Even you most likely will have a higher win rate. But there comes the thing that you currently, of course, are at that 0.5 level. So keep that in mind, that we could bounce from here, but I don't really like trading off that 0.5 level in lower time frames, but this could hold. Finding acceptance above this would initiate this type of trade pattern, where we could send back towards those highs, and what of course was this area. This is, okay, now it's annoying me. Look at this. I need to do this on a higher time frame to make it visible. Right here. This is that high volume area that we are talking about on that volume chart. That if we clear this area, we just should get sent straight up to this level. So let's go over ETH one more time. Now, what was the thing I wanted to see? That we had it sweep and reclaim, and I stated we have equal highs here. So if we break this, it should be quite bullish, which we did, and now we are right at that value area low, which we have bounced from, and we still want to find acceptance above this. I see I need to extend it a little bit. We're 2 to 12, 2 to 12. It's there. 2 to 12. It's also good. Yeah. Here you see that value area low, which we currently are trading into. Which, if we find acceptance above this, I do think we should get sent straight up to that POC, break that POC. We're looking back at that value area high. So let's just analyze it. Last time, the 0.5 level, if we break that 0.5 level, look at those range lows, where we don't need a sweep, we could also just get a bounce and go back up. If we get that sweep, this is a way how to play that sweep, where you either buy the sweep with a very tight invalidation, because if it breaks down, you will most likely be buying into a break, which of course is not good. So we want a very tight invalidation if you're entering here. If you're entering here, your invalidation can either be the range lows or it can be that newly made low. So that's a way to play defensive. It depends all on your playstyle. So the current range for ETH, also the current range, finding acceptance above it right now, which I do think we should get sent further. So let's go over some alts within the list. One that's looking very strong, which is showing a bullish breakout, is Banana. One that is showing a little bit of weakness is Virtual. Another one that's really strong, Hype. Tia, it has been underperforming, but on this bounce it performed quite well, so it could be alive again, because you don't get a bounce like this when nobody's buying. So there are people buying. Just know that there are other tokens out there that will most likely perform better than Tia, just based on how it acted in previous price actions. Although with quite an aggressive move towards that upside, which currently it is trading at that previous support, which we got at 1, 2, and 3, which later failed. Here you see that major rejection, it closed and we got flooded down. Pendle looking a little bit weak on that daily, but on a 30-minute it looks quite decent, where this can be your invalidation. What do I mean with invalidation and which side can be stronger? I like to refer to the video I made previously calling bear bull invalidation. This is a really powerful tool, and I don't think most people understand this concept properly, which it can really elevate your trading. So with that having said, guys, I wanted to keep this a little bit shorter. I see I was not able to. So I hope you liked the video. Without more having said, keep trading. Goodbye, guys.